JJ Jinx!
Truck Stop Knives!
JJ Jinx! Truck Stop Knives! Well, my friends, I've been living in my house for a month. Still setting up my creepy-ass basement for some filming, but my next video will be down there. I'll bring you down there. Can't guarantee you'll come back, but that's besides the point. I made my first mortgage payment. It's kind of cool knowing that a big chunk of that money still kind of belongs to me instead of going to someone else's pocket. So I felt like celebrating, and I was thinking back on the journey that I've been through concerning BudK and their merchandise. And I was kind of reflecting on how much I like their mystery boxes. That's like the best thing, even though you get the shittiest stuff. It's the surprise of opening it and seeing what you get. And I sort of started off as like, well, obviously you want to get the big one, the $100 one, which costs half that, but you know. But over time I realized it's, for me, I much prefer the smaller ones, because the $100 one usually just has like one big item that's kind of crappy or you don't want. And then it's the little things that I enjoy a lot. I've talked about this time and time again, but my point is that there's been another kind of evolution in my packaging preferences. I had so much fun opening the mystery pocket knife Scratch and Dent and the mystery pocket knife general package that, excuse me, I decided the perfect BudK package for me would be the $50 mystery value grab bag, the pocket knife Scratch and Dent mystery box, and the regular pocket knife mystery box. I'm not much of a sword guy, but I did like what I got out of that too. But I'm talking about the perfect package. I have to like everything immensely. And so that's what it is. Scratch and Dent pocket knives, mystery package of pocket knives, and a $50 general mystery box grab bag. So that's what I ordered. And to my surprise, it came in a smaller than usual box, which is great because now it fits better on the camera. It's less cardboard to recycle, and it's just an all-around tighter package. So let's do this. To open the box today, I'm going to use my Ozark Trail oyster knife. You can see the video where I bought this and I talk about it. It was one of the previous ones I posted. I posted like 3 videos last week. It was one of those. I know it ain't sharp, but it's just tape. Oh my gosh. It's like reinforced tape. But the oyster knife did the job. One more. Yeah. It's good for more than just oysters. Let's have a look inside. First of all, I got my invoice, and, well, this is interesting. It's a 1-page advertisement, not even the catalog. Let's see, we got a pretty mean-looking crossbow called the M48 Hellhawk. M48 is a company that makes all kinds of different brands, including Black Legion. And what else do we have? A mystery pocket knife set price list. So you can get a 3-pack for $18, a 6-pack for $27, 12-pack for $39, 36 for $100. I got the 6-pack for $27. And then over here we have some kind of a sword with a guy, and he's holding a gun. What the hell? So yeah, that's a Honshu sword for when your gun jams, I guess. And then over here, this is that Schrade OTF that they've been selling for ages and ages and ages, and it is like perpetually on sale or on clearance. I think they just bought a shitload of them and can't get rid of them. I own one. I didn't buy it from BudK, I don't think. I think they're a little overpriced and they're not that great. And here's another M48 knife, a Karambit, for $51.99. That's quite a lot. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so then you get this cleaver, which is the hottest cleaver of the year. So it's got, check it out. The handle is like a trench knife. It even says U.S. 1918, so that's a World War I style trench knife. But then it's a cleaver. Huh. Now over here, this I thought was interesting. These are, I guess, some Hibben, Gil Hibben knives. And this one in the middle looks suspiciously like the CRKT Fossil, the way that brown sort of spotted pattern is on the handle. Anyway, on to the good stuff. I get the catalog, which features the best cleaver of the year. And, oh, these stupid inserts fell out. These are so annoying. Because you're just flipping through the catalog like on the couch or something, and this insert flies out and falls onto the couch, and then you find 6 of them after you move out. Happened to me. Anyway, let's get the paper out of the way. Okay, where do I begin? I'm not entirely sure what's what, so I'll just show you the full packages. So in a bag, I got this. There are 6. So that could be the 6-pack. These could be the scratch and dent, but there are 6 of these too. Well, I guess we'll find out when we see if there are defects or not. Now, the $50 mystery bag is here. And I'll put that there. Oh, yeah, and I ordered one more thing. I ordered this collapsible 5-ounce drinking cup. Oh, it's a 2-pack. I didn't even know it was a 2-pack. That's cool. I used to have one of these when I was a kid, but it was plastic, and it was, I want to say it came out of like maybe a McDonald's Happy Meal or something like that, and it was like, I had it for years and years and years, and then it finally broke. And then I saw a picture of these, and I was like, oh, I kind of want those, and they're made of steel, so I'm going to check this out. Alright. I'm going to use this Kershaw Cryo to cut plastic. Put that there. So it's like roughly the size of a tuna fish can, I guess. And the cup just kind of kaleidoscopes. I dropped it. I tried to fling it out, and I just threw it across the desk. And there you have it. What the fuck is that? Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not using this. I don't know what that was, but it didn't look good. That's part of the item, I guess. You get the remains of a dead bug, or I don't know. Could be turnings or something. Oh, that's weird. I noticed that, so on the top of this one, you got these 3 impressions in the shape of a triangle. And on this one, it also has those 3 impressions, but they're in a different spot. See that? I wonder what that's about. Okay. This one's cleaner. See? A little bit. There's still a little bit of shit in there. And then when you're done, and okay, it actually is pretty secure when it closes. So you could hang this off of something, and then it'll just take a little more time for it to fall out, and you lose it on the trail. That was a good buy. Good trade. All right. I guess I will begin with the knives in a plastic bag. Or actually, I got the order thing. I can look it up, but I got a feeling the scratch and dent might be the ones that are just rubber banded. I have no idea. I'll just start with these. Okay. So here's this one. It is a one-shot, one-kill knife. Yeah, that makes plenty of sense. Well, it looks like it's got a bottle opener on the back. The patterning looks kind of neat and random, I guess. And it looks like it's pretty small. So I'm going to have a look. And it's still in the plastic. So these knives, I'm guessing now, are not scratch and dent. Unless they're doing the whole just getting rid of inventory thing, which they've been known to do. Okay, first impressions. I don't like the feeling of that scale. You can hear how hollow it sounds. So it probably is hollow. Pocket clip's okay. It is not too tight. A lot of times I find pocket knives have clips that are so tight they actually like start tearing apart your pocket. I've got knives with these types of bottle openers on them, like the Kershaw Shuffle, for example, and they generally do not work very well. I have no bottle to try it on, but that's okay. Blade centering looks okay. It's hard to tell because there's not really a gap to see exactly where the tip goes, but that's actually pretty good. Now, let's see how it opens. That was pretty good. That was very snappy, and smooth, and satisfying. I have no complaints about that. The hinge, or the pivot, I should say, does not feel like it has. Sometimes they feel like they got dirt in them. This does not. The mechanism, I don't see anything in the liner, so it's probably truly a coiled spring. Okay, so my first impressions were a bit negative. I still don't like the scale. Bottle opener's pretty useless. The hand feel is nice. This little indent here for the thumb, as you hold it, that is perfect for my sized hand. My pudgy ass hands grip that thing nicely. And a lot of times with smaller knives, my pinky is kind of left out to dry, but in this case, it actually naturally just kind of grips there, and it's nice and tapered. Pleasantly, this was surprising to me. And if I can figure out how to shoot it, then I should get one kill. Okay. Just going to grab the next one. The Grim Reaper Assisted Open Pocket Knife. Oh my gosh, what am I in for? Well, there's the item number covering up the blade, but this looks like the Grim Reaper. Half of him, or her. I guess skeletons all look the same, pretty much. So I don't want to assume the gender and use the wrong pronouns. Non-reflective stainless steel blade. Okay. Assisted opening drop point blade. 3D portrait of the Grim Reaper. I like how they capitalize that too. Sturdy aluminum pocket clip, 4.5 inches closed. Also still in the plastic. And yeah, that's the Grim Reaper in all his or her 3D textury glory. And it looks like, what is that? Is this a rosary? Huh, a Grim Reaper is apparently Catholic. Good to know. And then on the other side is the same thing, except he's got a pocket clip. He or she has a pocket clip going down their face. I'd rather just take the clip off. I mean, this is not something you'd want to use, out in the woods. It's for looks, so get rid of the clip. That was okay. That little spring you heard at the end, let me do it closer to the microphone. That dong. That's the liner trying to get into position, but it barely does. You can barely just kind of see it right there. And there's the back end of the blade, and it should be further along. And that little teeny tiny black dot, that divot there, that's the detent that kind of holds the blade in place when it's closed. It goes into a corresponding hole. But anyway, yeah, that opening, that locking is not very good. I'd be afraid to see. There it is. The old spine whack test. Didn't take very much effort at all. Blade centering looks fine. Let's see if I'm going to really throw it open to see if I can get the lockup to actuate properly. No. Well, it's better, but it doesn't look better. So, true to his or her name, the Grim Reaper will reap your soul. All right. I'm happy so far. I love this stuff. This just... I truly think I found the perfect BudK package for me. All right, next is a tomahawk. Tomahawk. That's all it really says. I got a black piece of cardboard in the shape of a smiley face or perhaps a Hitler stash. So this product is obviously geared towards the Proud Boys, or the 3%ers, or Trump supporters, you name it. Also still in the plastic. All right, what are we looking at? This is a very strangely textured knife. I guess that's done on purpose. You see that middle part that's got kind of smokiness in it? At first I thought that was like some kind of residue or something. So you have like a little round hole, not holes, but like divots, and these cross hatches. Well, they're not really cross hatches, they're lines. Oh, we have another bottle opener that probably doesn't work very well, and it looks kind of like a couple of teeth because of the way that it's one piece per liner. Blade centering is not that good, guys and gals, and nonconformists. You see that it's a little bit off to the side, but it's not contacting the liner, which is bad, and I've seen that plenty of times. Pocket clip, the deep carry clips are in style. They're coming on everything now. That's what she said. Okay, there's the blade, and it is non-reflective. Oh my, what is? Okay, that I mean, obviously that's some kind of oil, but yeah, all right. It's partially serrated, and the blade shape is kind of neat because it gets wider before it tapers. So it's sort of a wave pattern. That's kind of cool. I like that. The hand feels pretty good. It's kind of a bigger knife, but it fits well. There's a nice little bit of jimping up here towards the hilt that continues onto the scales and the liners, and that's a good position. My thumb rests very neatly right in that spot. So good design. The lockup looks good. There is a small detent, and it looks like a coiled spring mechanism because the liner is featureless. The tomahawk. I was expecting, like, beads or an Indian chief head or something crazy like that. This resembles nothing like a tomahawk. So overall, I'm gonna say disappointment. I was hoping for some appropriation. Ridge Runner. Quality. Knives and tools. Quality should be in quotation marks. Established in 1996. Oh, what a good year. Oh. I know this knife. I know this knife quite well. This is one of those SWAT style knives. It's a design that's probably older. I know it's older than 1996, but that's probably about the time when I actually had one of these as a kid. We got the Phillips head screwed high riding pocket clip. It's very cheap and plasticky. It looks like it's spray painted, and the scales are not rubbery at all. We do have a thumb stud. It is not ambidextrous. Lockup is actually pretty good. It went right to the center where it should, and it's a partially serrated blade. This is just is a super generic pattern. No detent, but you do have a lanyard hole. So I guess Ridge Runner makes these now. Excuse me while I trying to minimize the mess. All right, I saved the best for last, and I know that it's going to be good because this is a Black Legion knife. There is a Prop 65 warning, so something in here will give you cancer, or in California. So we're not in California, we're safe. That is actually a really cool logo. I like that skull with a spike in it. That's neat. And if I was really, really, really into knives, I might get that tattooed. All right. Oh, I'm actually pretty happy about this. This is a bally song, I guess, style of knife. But wait a minute. Does it? What? Okay. Well, I'm still happy, but the handles look like they're part of a butterfly knife that you flip open and rob people of their briefcases with. But it's a flipper, or not a flipper, an assisted open knife. That is bizarre. Like, why would you take? I mean, you could see. I'm perplexed. Anyway, it's got these blue things which are kind of soft and slippery. That's really strange. And then there's a little one right here. This is a weird knife. It's not called anything. It's just made by Black Legion, and you got like a slot cut out so you can see the blade shine through there, and it's a nice kind of electric blue, akin to knives like the Blue Guardian, I suppose. And the shape, it's almost like a pirate sword. Just in time for Halloween. How about that? Carry this around with the little kids. It's got this ridge up here. I guess that's a swedge. I don't know how to classify these types of blades. It's a Black Legion. Wow, okay. Yeah, another coiled spring mechanism. Blade centering looks okay. Lock up. Looks good. I gotta say, the quality of these knives haven't been shit so far. Even this guy. I'm surprised that it's smooth and it's not dirty. Well, there's a little bit of friction, actually. There's no there's no washers or anything. You can hear it. Yeah, no detent, no washers. Okay. Anyway, this guy does have washers of some kind. Not Teflon. They appear metallic, but I doubt they are. Oh, what are those weird ones that everyone says are the best? I'll have to figure that out another time. So, that concludes the mystery pocket knife 6-pack. And I believe next are the scratch and dent. But I'm going to move on to the $50 thing. Because it looks like, surprisingly, it's got a lot of knives in it. Way back when, probably like 4-5 years ago, every BudK mystery bag came with only knives. I actually rewatched an old video where somebody got the $50 mystery bag, or maybe it was the $100 one, and he got a big stack of knives. It was like 10 pocket knives, a lot of like Kissing Crane and others. And now it's like they sprinkle in like random survival crap, and so if these are all knives, I'd be very, very happy. And I think they are. And this looks familiar to me. I wonder if this is that like Ridge Runner multi-pack. It's got like the trapper and the slip joint and the fixed blade in it. Let's find out. I'll just open this. Yeah, I think it is. This is a nice picture. This wolf is just kind of chilling like, hey, can I get some of that weed? Opening it up. Oh, okay. It's exactly what I said. But these are different from the other ones that I've gotten, like 2 or 3 of them. This appears to be a multi-layered wood. Nice finish. I like this finish. It's nice and actually well polished. And I like bolsters, and I like big solid ones like this. So this is just a classic hunting knife style with a slightly curved handle. You see it all the time. It says Timberwolf on the hilt. There are a couple of gaps. See if I can angle it just right so you can see them. I can see them from here. Oh, there they are. I guess they're only on one side. So that's just where they cut down the blade to stick it into the handle. So I guess looking at it this way, yeah, there are surprisingly few gaps in this. The fit and finish is surprisingly good for this brand, at least for that knife. Let's check out the, it's not a slip joint, it's a lockback. Okay, so it says TW678 stainless steel made in China up on the hilt there, and again, it's the same kind of style. Now there's a little bit of tarnishing there, but that's okay. Metal tarnishes. Can't do anything about it. I'm looking for gaps. Gaps are just, spaces in between the components here. You got the scale, the liner, and then everything else. This looks like there are no gaps. And gaps are usually a sign of poor quality. I'm surprised by this. This is not poor quality, and it's not dirty. BudK is doing better with its quality, or at least the manufacturers that make stuff for BudK. I'm not going to bother looking at the Trapper. It's a Trapper, but I do want to look at this, the Shadow Warrior. All right, finally, we got some appropriation. There is what appears to be some kind of a samurai, maybe a Mongolian head. And you can get either blue or gold. Which one do I want? Collect them all. Collect all two of them. Well, maybe it's this one because that's what's on the other side. Which I'm okay with because for something of this nature, I think the gold looks better. And it is neither. It's like a black one. What the fuck? All right. I'm not. Yeah. Look. Sorry. You get black, or I fucked that up. You get blue or gold, and I got black. Okay. Well, I'm not disappointed. Now, is this the scratch and dent? I don't know. This looks fine so far. You got the what am I looking at here? The warrior dude kind of looking down at you, and his neck is at a weird angle. So I guess maybe that's how he died. I don't know. He's got a sword. Looks like some kind of Japanese sword on his waist there, and then he's got something in his hand. That looks like a pocket knife in the hand. That's kind of funny. And then another sword. So this is a very well-armed warrior. And here, the pocket clip has some art on it. You get that skull and the warrior and a couple of Japanese symbols, if anybody knows what those are. Or maybe they're Chinese? I don't know. Oh, that didn't even lock. Oh, listen to that. What is that? That's not normal. Okay, so maybe there is something weird going on with this knife. I noticed that it is a frame lock, so the locking mechanism is built directly into the frame, which was a technology that I think most people credit Chris Reeves for inventing. Whether he did or not, I don't know. The lockup looks fine. This one, the open assistance, is a sprung piece of steel in the liner. You can see it up there, barely. This is a weird angle, I know, but that's how it works, which is okay. I mean, it's a really easy way to put a spring-assisted mechanism into your opening, and from my experience, it's actually pretty reliable. But then again, so are coiled springs. So the blade has this fake Damascus look to it that is not what real Damascus steel looks like, but I'm not complaining. It's a novelty knife. It's not meant to be real. and it's all metal, and it's pretty heavy. So, yeah, pretty heavy. Now I don't know what's... Oh, I'm an idiot. These are not scratch and dent. They came from the $50 package. Never mind. Let's open the next one. The Yellow Jacket pocket knife. This is one of the SHTF products. Shit hits the fan. And it's a pretty generic looking thing. I mean, to me. But I actually wanted one of these because I don't know why. I don't remember why I wanted it, but I think it was just because like the whole SHTF product line has a slight amount of appeal to me, and I was like, well, I don't want everything in that lineup, but if I could have like one or two things, this would be one of them. So we have another shitty bottle opener, and then this weird bar thing. I guess that's for like, I don't know, a carabiner or something. I don't know, but it's a solid piece of metal that goes all the way through. And then there's a couple of dents in it right there. The yellow part feels like plastic, and well, it's not much to say about it. It's got a deep writing pocket clip and some patterning in the plastic. It looks very smooth. Oh, we got a glass breaker, sort of. It's a spike thing. Let's see how it opens. So that was okay. It was a little bit rough, but not the worst. The spring actually begins pretty far out. Pretty much when you're 90 degrees, it's usually a little bit further in. So yeah, that's a heavy spring that it's using. And the lockup is, ooh, I don't know, that's questionable. You see that should be a little further up, I think. That doesn't look very safe. I'm not gonna use this. Let me open it really hard, and now it's gone to a better place. That's where it's supposed to be. And if the lockup isn't very good, it's fixable. Yeah, now it's going to a better place. Maybe it just needs a little breaking in. If you have a file, you can just kind of shave off a little bit, and it doesn't take much. But yeah, okay, that is the Yellow Jacket. I don't like it that much. It doesn't feel very good in the hand. The handle's kind of strangely shaped. It's got like this bowed part here, and then it goes straight. And it feels so cheap. And it's blade heavy. The handle's just got no heft. Anyway, let's open Krieger. Krieger makes legendary quality blades. There's a whole bunch of writing on the back that talks about quality and style and value, and it does it in 2 languages. I get some... Krieger's hit and miss. I've seen some pretty fun things, and I've seen some pretty shit things. This one looks pretty cool. What do we got here? That is the patterning that you normally see with Damascus steel that has been very, very meticulously worked to make these raindrop shapes. This is not real Damascus, but I've seen this before on legit knives where people will make a slab of Damascus steel with the pattern in it, and we'll actually just like cut off little slices of it and use it as decoration like this. So that's kind of what they're modeling it after, but that's not real. That's just like, I don't know, laser etched or something. It's got it on both sides. It's still pretty neat though. The knife kind of looks, I don't know, rather ordinary otherwise. And now it's got this curious looking rotary looking thing up here. Now what that is also an imitation piece. So we have imitation Damascus. These pieces are actually in really high-end knives that use ball bearings as their pivot rather than washers. And I only own one knife that has that, and it opens smooth as silk. A lot of people think that it's overkill, and not all of them that use ball bearings will have this piece. I highly, highly doubt this has ball bearings. and that's just there to imitate that. So it's an imitation knife. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, that's rather disappointing. I feel like everything that there is to like about this knife is in the handle, and then the blade is just like meh. But the lockup looks good. The spring-assisted mechanism is coiled spring. The centering is fine. Low-ride pocket clip, and yeah, this blade was like all hype, and then it kind of lets you down when it comes to the blade. But overall, I kind of like it. Thank you, Krieger. Up next, we have another Black Legion. This one's more rectangular shaped and not very thick. What do we got? Oh, I've seen these. These are fun. These are like one single knuckle duster, I guess. So it's like a skull made in camo metal, and it's made so like you punch somebody with the spike. Now they don't say that's what it's for. In fact, you can get brass knuckles from BudK, but they're not called brass knuckles. They're called paperweights. And we got a little bit of a shoestring thing here. You know what? I actually did want one of these just because like everybody else was getting them. How come I haven't gotten one? Now I can count myself amongst you. So that is the Black Legion paperweight. All right. That was the mystery bag. It was all knives. I'm really happy about that, guys. I love that. Let me make a little space here because now we got this bag. This has got to be the scratch and dent. It's got to be. 3, 4, 6. All right. Well, we'll start with the one that just kind of fell in my hand. This is a Ridge Runner. This is light as hell. Now, I think I got one like this last time. It was a Texas toothpick in some kind of like Moroccan mosaic. And I remember, yeah, I think it came in paper too. Those have been marked down a lot on their website, I noticed. They started off at like $20-something, and now they're selling them for like $12. Well, I was half wrong. It is a Texas toothpick, but it is not that Moroccan one. Instead, oh, that's kind of neat. Look at how that wood is patterned. That's cool. And the floor on the second story of my house has that kind of patterning. But then the other side, it is not patterned like that. What the fuck? Make up your mind. So is this damaged in some way? Ooh. I think the damage is that someone took a shit in it. If you have a look inside, you can see something in there that resembles a turd. So, I will call this the shit pick. Thank you, Ridge Runner. Recycling. Next, we have a Havoc skull knife. And on the other side, it says it's a Havoc dragon knife. So, the imperfection here is in the packaging. It doesn't know what it is. It's having an identity crisis, and it's taped shut. I got a feeling these are not damaged. I think BudK is just getting rid of shit. And it's in the plastic, so, you know, even though it's not damaged, I'm not entirely butthurt about it. What the fuck am I looking at? Okay, this is a skull. That screw almost looks like it's like a crazy eyeball. And a crown, and I don't know what that is. A rose, okay, and a pile of bones. So it's kind of like Conan sitting on his Apollonian throne after he killed a bunch of people and then died there. And the back has not a thing. So this style of knife, I can tell already just based on the handle. This is a generic sort of There's a knife that's sold. They call it the Joker knife because of the Heath Ledger Joker. He used a knife kind of like this. Now, that exact knife that he used in that movie is a known brand, and there's tons of copycat ones, and the actual knife is not called the Joker knife. But I wouldn't be surprised when I open the blade, it might have that slit in the middle. It does not. Never mind. It just says Havoc. So maybe the bones are like dead dogs. So one side is just totally plain, and the other side is a confusing mess of skulls and other images. The lockup looks fine. This is really, really cheap. Check out the blade centering. It is pretty off. Now, I did get a knife in the scratch and dent package last time where the centering was way off and it was actually colliding with the liner, so maybe this is a return or something. I don't know. I don't think somebody ordering something like this would care too much about it being close to the liner. It's not touching it, so I guess technically it's fine. And you can fix it by tightening up the pivot at the expense of possibly compromising the opening and locking. Next, we get another knife that says Rampage. We had one before, didn't we? I'm just making that up. Well, this one says Rampage, and it is, oh, okay, Tailwind ball bearing? So, I'm a little bit familiar with the Tailwind knives. I have a couple downstairs in the creepy-ass basement. They've changed their style over the years, so now there's multiple types, and this does not look like one of them. I guess it's a new type, because it says Tailwind on the blade. It's got a very minimalistic style to the handle scales. It's not a bad-looking knife. It's kind of neat, I must say. It's pretty light, and it feels... That might not be plastic. That might be metal. What the hell? I changed my mind. The back side is completely different. So, on this side, they added on this this neat little skeletonized piece, and they just left it plain over here. Sad face. Don't like the clip. It's one of those high-ride clips that kind of go up and around the pivot. I don't really like that. And it's not too tight. I also don't like how, you see how it comes up and off at the end there? It doesn't come up very much. So getting it down into your pocket could be an issue. And apparently it's on ball bearings. That's what, or maybe they're just calling it that. So here's another annoyance. So there's this piece which comes up, but there's nothing on the other side. It's just on that one side. It kind of makes it weird feeling in the hand. Wow, that actually opened very well. Maybe it really is on ball bearings? It could be. So that opening and locking is very good. And there's a nice detent. It slides into the detent very, very smoothly. And it locks in nicely. It's a little tight to open. I'm having trouble. But once it goes, it goes. And you have a slot up there. So the hand feel is kind of strange. The handle is so thin. I don't know. It's just different. It's not a bad feeling. It's just different. And it's actually pretty sharp. Okay. I don't know what else to say about it. It's kind of cool. Kind of weird, kind of different. I would have liked it better if it was symmetrical in regards to the scales, though. So that's the Rampage Tailwind. Okay. Here we have the SOA, Jungle Master Pocket Knife. And here's a guy wearing a beret, and he just had something for lunch that's dripping down from his jowl. The Jungle Master Pocket Knife. Maybe they ran out of scratch and dent stuff. Okay. Well, this looks familiar. It's got kind of a camo snake skin pattern, which I've seen on a couple of things before. This should be pretty easy to lose in the woods. And shape-wise, it looks exactly like that other one. And the blade is pretty much the same, except it says Mill 420. And the opening failed spectacularly. Which, I don't always... I'm not always, like, miffed about that at the first shot, because maybe it needs a little bit of grease, maybe the pivot needs to be loosened. Wow. But out of the box, no knife should do that. It's just not getting there. All right. The lockup is not very good. And yeah, this knife is not very good. And the back is plain. And yeah, I'm going to put that one down and open up this Timberwolf. Handcrafted quality knives. Custom Steel Series. So whenever it says Custom Steel Series on the box, it's sort of like another line of Timberwolf's things. I don't know what's custom about it, but this is heavy, so it's probably steel. Oh, interesting. Now, why do they do this? Bear with me. I'm just trying to keep the plastic contained. So this knife has a handsome look to it. It's a wood scale that's been dyed green, and then you got a couple of screws in there. Big, shiny bolsters. The metal's not polished. It's just kind of brushed. But however, on the back, I'm seeing this a lot. On one side, they put all this work into it, and then you know what? I'm done, guys. Just fuck it. Let's ship it out. This is a frame lock knife. It's got a flip handle, so it's probably assisted opening. That was bad. Ridge Runner. Was that Ridge Runner? No, Timberwolf. Timberwolf dropped the ball. But again, yeah, sorry about that, folks. Somebody was calling from Sri Lanka. Maybe they were spying on my video and didn't like what I was saying about the knife that maybe they had a hand in making. But I got a feeling this was... never mind, this is made in China. So the lockup is actually really good because that frame piece goes right into the blade, and a little bit of grease and a little bit of breaking in. This opening mechanism is already getting better, and it's pretty good. Snaps right open. Yeah, so like I said, just needed a little breaking in. I just don't like how it's decorated on one side but not the other. Just do both sides. I'll pay more. I don't know. Well, we are down to the last knife, and I think I'm saving the best one because it's just the plain white box. What's in it? Oh, okay. Well, I've already got one of these. This is that kind of vaporwave eagle on a very thin imitation Swiss Army Victorinox knife, and the screwdriver and the wine bottle opener, corkscrew is what it's called, JJ Jinx, are like at an angle. It looks like they're bent. So, well, I've already reviewed this knife, so there's not much to say about it. It's just okay, but I do like that vaporwave aesthetic. Having trouble talking. Been talking for quite a long time now. So, for that, I will say this knife was good. And that completes the unboxing of the Mystery Pocket Knife 6-pack. Probably another one of those because I didn't see any damage in these. And the $50 mystery bag. So, favorite knife of the haul. There's a lot of shit in here. But I would say... there's so many I have to remind myself. Oddly enough, that very first one I actually liked a lot. The opening is very snappy. The hand feel is good. The blade's a bit stubby, but that's okay. You don't need a huge blade for most tasks. And I think just hand feel is a big deal to me. It's got the clip I like. It's a snappy opener. I think this one wins the top prize, which is maybe a ride in my pocket someday, but probably not. Second place, I would say, would be this one, just because it's weird. I like the way it opens. I don't like the way it looks, and I like the way it closes. So opening, closing, the feel, I'm not sure yet. It's just how small it is that it's like, it feels like you're not holding anything, you know. And then honorable mention will be the Black Legion faux ballet song in electric blue and a pirate blade. So that was fun. That was awesome. I'm gonna probably order some variation of that order in the future, and maybe the next time I do it, I'll be set up with all my new lighting and camera equipment in my creepy ass basement. This has been JJ Jinx Truck Stop Nice!